Working with clay isn't easy, but this video is going to show you how to make a hamburger out of clay in a size that's less than a cubic inch. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do when making the hamburger is take a large chunk of orangish clay and take a piece off of it and then roll that into a ball like this. And then you're going to want a flat edge tool. I'm using a bar knife here. You're going to use that to make an edge on the ball as you're making the bottom of the bun right now. So just kind of squish it against the knife, make an edge, kind of shape it as you do that. You're gonna want to keep it as circular as possible. Alright, so there's one edge, and then because you need two, just put opposite sided onto the knife again and make the second edge. And that's gonna be the basic shape for the bottom of the bun, just kind of two edges on a ball of clay. And that's really all it is. Alright, so there's the bottom of the bun that we just made. We're going to be making the hamburger now. And this time you're going to want to roll it into an ovalish kind of shape. You don't need to, but it's going to make it easier. Alright, so we're going to use the knife again. And same basic concept as when you were making the bottom of the bun. You just kind of squish it against the knife. You're going to want to make it a little thinner than the bun, but that's pretty much all you're going to need to do. Just kind of shape it as you do that. Two edges because it's not going to be rounded like the top of the bun. Yeah, just get pretty thin. And then once you've done that, you're going to want to take the bottom of the bun again. Just kind of center it on top of there. Again, constantly shaping it as you do that, trying to make it the most symmetrical, kind of rounded shape. Right. So just kind of squish them together, make sure they grip each other, get a good hold. That's really all you're gonna want to do. Just make sure that the two pieces of clay are together, so that when you put other pieces of the burger on, they don't fall apart. And that's really it. So we're good with that step. Alright, the third step in creating this hamburger is going to be the lettuce, although you're not going to put it on right away. You're going to want to take a ball of green clay this time and get pretty thin with your fingers. You don't need to use the knife this time. And once you have done that, just kind of use your fingers to make like almost like random marks around the side of it, because you don't want it to be like an even circle, as normal lettuce wouldn't be that way. So unfortunately I went a little off camera here, but I will come back in. There we go. Anyway, so just kind of curl the edges, make them all different. A little strange there, but so once you've done that, just kind of stretch the clay out, make it as circular as possible, although not around the edges, and make sure it's thin. Again, just you want it to be obviously like lettuce shaped. You don't want to see it as thick as the hamburger, for example. So once you're done with that, you can just set it right next to the burger itself, as you're not going to be putting it on. Alright, the next step is the cheese. So, same idea as the lettuce, just make it as thin as possible. But this time, as you can see, you're just going to use a knife to cut a square out of it. Alright, so once you've done that, as I will be done in a second, you're going to want to take the cheese. There we go. You're going to want to take the cheese. My hands are a little shaky. You're going to want to take the cheese and put it on top of the burger. And then it should come off a little bit, and that's what you want. You want to then bend the corners onto the hamburger to make it look like the cheese is melted. And just kind of go all around, make sure they all look good. Like that. Yeah, just make sure they all kind of bend over evenly. Don't make one way off the side and the others all stuck on top. And just make sure it's even again, just kind of look around. Right. And then once you've done that, you can take the lettuce, now that we've made it, and put it right on top of that. And just press it all together, make sure it kind of sticks to itself, has a good hold. The camera's a little out of focus here, but that's alright, you can still see what I'm doing. Okay, so just kind of squish it, and you're good. Okay, so the next step is making the top of the bun, which is actually probably the easiest part. Again, circle of the same kind of clay used for the bottom of the bun. This time you're gonna make it actually about as thin as the hamburger, so even thinner than the bottom of the bun. And just kind of shape it as you put it on there. You're only gonna need one edge this time because it's rounded on top. So just kind of make sure it's circular, and then like all other pieces of the burger, kind of squish it on there, and you're good. So the hamburger is now complete. I hope this makes working with clay easier in the future. Remember to use a knife or a flat-edged tool to get shaped just the way you would like it to be. Many of these procedures can be used to create many other types of clay art.